Welcome back to my channel Psychology Point. Today I am going to discuss chapter Self and Personality in this video. So let's start. Now let's start to understand self first. What is self? See, all about how you see and understand yourself is the self. That is, total awareness of who you are is yourself. Your thoughts, feelings, ideas which you hold about yourself comprises your self. Now, although later in the chapter we will cover personality, but your self is reflected in your personality. Where if you study the relationship between self and personality, you will be finding yourself in the center. In the self is the core of your personality. Okay. So let's start understanding self further in this video, and in the next part I am going to explain you about personality. So here, let us see why do we study this first of all. First of all, let us learn the practical application of the knowledge self and personality. If I study about self and personality, what advantage will I get? So, in this, children, you would see that you will be able to understand your uniqueness. What is it that is unique in me? When you study this chapter, you will be able to understand that and also learn about what are the different similarities with others. Okay, what are the some qualities which I share with others and what is it that is unique in me? That explains the self. Okay, then a newborn child has no sense of self. How self develops in you? When you interact. Your first interaction is with your parents, with your teachers. Second is with your teachers, your friends. They tell you, lot of think about you. Of course, you also are able to analyze yourself, and with the interaction with others, you understand yourself in a better way when they give you constructive feedback. Okay. So, after the video, give me also a constructive feedback. How did you like the explanation? Okay. Now, various activities can help us to explore self. Since I am not in an offline class, so I would ask you all to conduct that activity which is given in your NCERT, and that is write 10 sentences starting with I am. Okay, and you get to explore yourself through this activity. Then this self-awareness, what it is? What is self-awareness? That is, you try to become more aware of your existence and identities. Now, when you will be doing that activity, you will be writing some sentences about you as I am a kind person, or I am a Hindu, I am Muslim, whatever you write. Now, these characteristics are forming your identity. So, the next topic in your NCERT is telling you that there are two types of identities. First is personal identity and social identity. We all have our personal identity and social identity. Let's understand what is the meaning of personal identity. What makes a person unique comes under personal identity. Then name, qualities, abilities, belief, all this, your name. For example, I am Kavita Bedi. Then I am a kind person, my quality. Then I believe that yes, I can teach well, that is my ability. Then I believe in Almighty God, that is my belief. Now all this is coming under personal self. Then, personal identity. I'll explain you what is the difference between identity and self. Now, social identity. What makes a person connect to the group? Okay, like caste, religion, maybe like I am a Hindu, or basically I believe in humanity actually. So, religion, in whichever religion you are born, that gives you the social identity. Your caste, region, languages you are speaking, that gives you social identity. Okay. Now, after this, you need to understand the next topic in your NCERT, that is self as subject and self as object. Now, subject is someone who is acting. Like if you write even subject and predicate when you do the English grammar, Ram is a good boy. So what is a subject in this? Ram. A doer. Say Ram is a dancer. So now Ram is dancing. He is a doer and is acting as a subject. Next is object, one which is being observed. Now you yourself are doing the same thing. Like I am teaching also. Now you give me the feedback. It is going to affect my teaching. Either it will enhance or it will it is how I take your constructive feedback. If I take your constructive feedback as negative, then it might even lower my performance as a teacher. Okay. So, self is sometime playing the role of an actor and sometime playing the role of an observer. As an actor, it is performing something, and as an observer, it is judging himself. Okay. Now this is the dual nature of the self, which helps you to develop self-awareness in you. Okay. Next comes the topic kinds of self in your book. Before I start this topic, I would like to tell you what is the difference between self and identity with a simple analogy. For example, if this is a book, okay, so this is the self. Now the chapters in the book will give me the identity. If I am a book, okay, now whatever contents are there in me, that is giving me the identity as I talk. Okay. Now this is full self, and from the qualities like name, quality, belief, I am getting my identity as Kavita Bedi. Okay. Now this is there. Now let's understand the kinds of self, that is biological self. This begins at the birth. For example, crying. Now it is beginning at the birth, but the child is not getting aware of why he is crying. Okay. After, when he spends few days, then this awareness starts. Okay. And he feels that he is crying because of his hunger, because he is hungry. Next comes, self develops. This is from the birth in him. And there are personal self and social self which develops when children start interacting with their environment. So, personal self is concerned only with yourself, your freedom, personal freedom, your personal responsibility, your personal comfort. And social self is concerned with others and relationships. Okay. Then it will cover how others are, means if you make a sacrifice, how others are getting influenced by that sacrifice. Okay. Now, this personal self and social self, they grow together and shape your identity. With this, I've finished this topic. Now, let's start the next topic. This board is not very clear to you, but don't worry. After the explanation, I'm going to post the pictures of these boards also in the video itself. Apart from this, I'm going to post the PDF of the notes in the description. Okay, and doing all this, I think I deserve your subscription then. Okay, so all of you, please like, share and subscribe my channel. And without wasting the time any further, let's begin with the next topic in your chapter, that is cognitive aspects of self. So under this, cognition is something in your head. Okay, something which is not being reflected in the behavior, but it is in your head. That is your feelings, the ideas which you hold about your competencies in your brain. Okay, in your thoughts. What do you think about yourself? That forms your self-concept. See, how we perceive ourselves, it includes our beliefs about our own abilities and attributes. What I am thinking about myself. Do I think that yes, I can teach? Okay, so this is going to increase my confidence. Otherwise, if I keep on thinking, no, I cannot teach, maybe the children would be commenting so and so, then that is going to lower my confidence. So whatever I am thinking about myself is going to affect me and my performance. Now this is self-concept. It could be positive, as I told you just now, gave you the example of positive, that if I am thinking myself to be that yes, I can teach well. Okay, positive self-concept or negative self-concept, or it could be in some domain specific also, like yes, I know I can teach psychology, but I cannot teach maths. Okay, so it could be the either way. See, some examples are given in your NCERT. I am not repeating them, that you can go through your NCERT. I am sharing personal examples so that you can connect with me better and you can understand the chapter which I am explaining you. Okay, how will you get to know about self-concept? To study self-concept, you have questionnaires. You must have done or you would be doing SCQ in your practicals. That is self-concept questionnaire, through which you can know your self-concept. And also through self-reflection and interaction with others, you form self-concept. Next comes self-esteem. What is self-esteem? It is value judgment about yourself. You rate yourself. For example, if I ask you on the scale of 10, you rate yourself. If you say, ma'am, I give myself 5 points, then that means you are considering yourself as an average individual. If you are rating yourself higher, then your self-esteem is high. And if you are rating yourself lower, then your self-esteem is low. So now, if it is high, then what will happen to your personality? And if it is low, then what will happen? Let me explain this only first. See, if it is high, then it is going to better your school performance, as well as you will be able to get the acceptance from others, your peer acceptance. If it is low, you will be susceptible to various things, psychological disorders like anxiety, antisocial behavior, depression, so on and so forth. Now in building this self-esteem, parenting plays an important role. And I always tell my children, you are future parents. So try to, gain this knowledge and apply it in your real life. So if you are giving your kids warm and positive parenting, this is going to raise their self-esteem and child will feel accepted. And if you are over helping them, if you are not allowing them to take small decisions, okay, then your child will feel that he is incapable and his self-esteem would be low. So as a parent, we should, try to give certain responsibilities, and I will share with you, the researchers says that if the child is helping you in household chores, we as mothers, get emotional. Indian mothers, children, they get emotional. Let my child know, sit, I will provide everything. But then this is wrong. The researchers are showing us, opposite result. So you need to work on this. You need to see as future parents that you provide your children with warm and positive parenting to increase their self-esteem. Now, next comes self-efficacy. What is self-efficacy, children? Your belief in your own capabilities. This is the concept based on social learning theory, which I have studied in class 11, Albert Bandura. Okay, we learn when we see others. Also, this concept is related to internal locus of control and external locus of control, which is not talked about in your NCERT. So, this tells us whether we take the responsibilities of our actions or not. Okay, for example, something I have done wrong also, then also I am holding myself responsible or I am blaming others. So if I am blaming others, I am low on self-efficacy. If I am accepting that yes, this is my mistake and I'll try to improve further, I am a human being. So this is that I am self-efficient or I am confident. This is your belief in your own capabilities. Now how you can develop this belief? By means, if you have in your surrounding some people who are highly self-efficient, maybe your mentors or maybe your parents, then that develops self-efficacy in children. That is, you can build high self-efficacy through positive role model, encouragement, and your success experiences also tells you. Okay, when you go out and you do something, you win a prize, you succeed somewhere, that also tells you, that motivates you, yes, I can do. And this I can do leads us to so many things. And this feeling I cannot do leads us to a ditch only. Okay. So let's proceed to the next, that is behavioral aspect of self. Okay. So now we start with the self-regulation. In the behavioral aspect of self, you have self-regulation. What is self-regulation? Ability to monitor our own behavior, organize our own behavior on the basis of our own observation. If children learn this now, and many children do, many of us do this. We introspect daily at night. How was our day? That is, we are monitoring ourselves, what we did and what we can do to improve. What was not to be done that we did. All this is self-regulation. Now, this self-regulation helps you in two things. That is, adapting to these situations. Okay, if you monitor your own behavior, it is going to help you to adjust properly. And when you adjust properly, that means you have high self-monitoring. The people who are highly adjusted are the people who are highly monitored, who highly monitor themselves actually. Then next it is going to help you in controlling your desire, increasing your willpower. Okay, in this you have one concept of delay of gratification, that is, ki if I have that feeling that yes, it's okay, I'm first going to, teach, and then only I am going to reward myself, or I am going to do other activities. Now, this is called delay of gratification. If you see, our mind is such that will always want the pleasurable things first. It is not going to ask us the things which require hard work. So if we have that type of self-control in us, if we are able to develop that gratification, delay of gratification in us, then we are high on self-monitoring. And Indian culture is giving you opportunity for this. When you keep a vrat or roza, or even the Indian culture teaches us detachment. We should not feel so much attached to a person that we are not able to carry on our activities. So all this we learn in Indian culture. Apart from that, there are certain psychological techniques which will help you to learn self-regulation. They are self-observation, monitoring your own behavior, self-instruction, giving yourself positive instructions. Yes, I will do. Auto-suggestion works. You Google any psychologist and you will find that how auto-suggestion is working. When you give yourself suggestion, when you give yourself instruction, when you give yourself positive instruction, it really works. Then self-reinforcement, that is rewarding any good behavior towards the night when you feel. And then in this I will tell you, reinforcement could be in form of self-patting also. Always it cannot be in form of any kind, you can understand. Okay, the last topic which I am covering in this video, and after that I will cover personality in the next video. Or till now, if you haven't subscribed my channel, children, see, I think I deserve your subscription now. That's why I'm asking. In my previous videos, I have never asked you. Okay, so now, Indian versus Western concept of self, culture. In whichever culture you live in, that shapes yourself. This is the next topic. So here, when we talk about Indian culture, it is collectivistic culture. It takes into account all the family members. For example, if I have to take any personal decision, even, for example, maybe it is related to my job. But then, if I'm leaving that job, I have to see how it is affecting me. As an Indian, I will see that how it is affecting me also and the members around me. How that decision of leaving or joining some job is going to affect me and the people around me. This is Indian culture, collectivistic. In this, the self is flexible in connection to others, and it is in harmony with others. It is interdependent. Whereas in the Western culture, you find they need to leave their job. That is their personal decision. They do not care about that, what is going to happen to the other members. Okay, that is their individualistic culture. For birthday parties, suppose any next example if I explain you, for Indians it would be that all are deciding the menu for the birthday party or anything what you want to do for your birthday. But in Western country, it is the personal decision they take. I want this, it's my birthday, I am celebrating like this. So their view is individualistic. and there is a clear-cut boundary between self and others, whereas in Indian culture it is blurred. Of course we do, as Indians also, we think about ourselves also, and I promote this. One should think about oneself, but one should not be selfish. Okay, so this is all about self which I wanted to explain you. Please do write your doubts. I will surely answer them when you write them in the comment section. Okay children, thank you for watching, and you can collect your notes from the description.